Six Nations this fourth week. That's a pretty hefty scoreline. 57 points to 14. England have given Italy something of a hiding in their Six Nations game on Saturday. Yeah, it's a lot of try scorers here for England, and not a whole lot to write home about for Italy, but I suppose they'll try to take the positives where they can. What this does do, though, is set us up for one heck of a final week, because it's between England and Wales at this point. We've still got the Ireland game tomorrow against France, and they could still be in the conversation as well. But I guess that would, their fate wouldn't be in their own hands. They need other results to go their way. England, the same is true, but yeah, there's a fair bit of pressure on both sides for that last game. So, but not getting ahead of ourselves, looking at this one. England started off with a try pretty early. George in like the 8th minute from a maul, 7-0. Allen hit back not that long after. Tommaso Allen for Italy after about 20 phases. He had a good little jinking, driving run. That made it 7-all, and he kicked it from the sideline. And the commentators actually kind of read my mind, because they said that like he's been pretty quiet this tournament, and that's probably the best thing that he's done, and I agreed, because the guy's been taking 45-meter shots at goal all tournament and getting nowhere. But they've been sticking with him, and finally he kind of paid off there. But as much as they hit back from England's initial try, England just hit back again. Johnny May going in for the third try of the game after a daily line break. They converted at 14-0. Tuilagi got a try on 20th. He went through about 2 tacklers, 21-7. England kicked a penalty, 24-7. Shields, who probably had one of his better games in an England jersey. The guy was tackling like a madman, and he had a couple of tries after half an hour from a Tuilagi line break, and it's great to see him fit and busting tackles for pretty much the whole tournament. The guy hasn't had very good luck with injury, but he seems to be on a good run, and timing that for a World Cup year is essentially perfect. 31-7, Tuilagi got another try. I think it was George who passed him the ball, like a cutout pass. It was impressive. It was one of the front rows anyway. 36-7, Italy got their second try in the second half. Morisi got it kind of out wide, 36-14, and at that point it's still respectable, even if England have still kind of banked the bonus point. And the game did slow down a bit. There was kind of a quiet period where nothing was really happening. I mean, there was like both sides, I remember, kicked it out on the full, and yeah, there was a few missed tackles, but yeah, then England just kind of ramped it up again, because you had Cruz got a try from a charge down. Likewise, Shields got a second try from a charge down, and Robson got a try from a Thokanasiga line break. So, I mean, charge downs are not the ultimate way to get tries. They're kind of opportunist, but it did show that Italy were kind of back on their own goal line with no other means of escape other than to kick it under that wall of white shirts just coming at them, and that they weren't doing a good job of protecting the kicker. Either that or the kicker was too slow. I mean, to be fair, Italy had injuries throughout the game. They kind of had what did they have, a prop like in the back row, and they had it's much like Scotland. I think they had the backup number 9 on the wing. Like, it was all a bit disjointed for them by the end, but still, they weren't able to kind of match that intensity that England brought, and England looked for sure very good value for their win, 57 points to 14. It was an interesting one also because, I mean, I kind of underestimated the bookies. I think the bookies predicted like 33 points or something, and I thought, Italy haven't been getting hidings really so far. I mean, they came back against Scotland and they made Wales look pretty ordinary. Maybe Italy will put up no. I don't think they were going to win, but I thought they might have a bit of a closer result than this 40-point, result difference. Yeah, but they did have more of the ball, 60-40 kind of position and territory towards, well, at least the possession was towards, so I'd have to check that, because the territory, a lot of it was played in Italy's half, possession and territory, but England were happy to give them the ball. They just weren't able to do that much with it at the end of the day. A key factor in that is despite the fact that England had less ball, which is kind of what the tactic they're playing, 643 run meters to 373. So they were just looking for sure very dangerous when they got it. Italy were tackling at 82%, which in an ordinary game is not that bad. You kind of want to be at least in the mid-80s, so they weren't terrible, but it was enough that cost them a lot of points. And pretty much all the guys in that Italy backline had 3 or more missed tackles, which added up over the game, and some of them were kind of pretty key. England were tackling just below 90%, 87, and they made 153 tackles to Italy's 108, so they were again defensively very sound, only broken down a couple of times, so they'll be pretty happy with the way that went. The game did have interesting moments. I mean, aside from the scoring, like Italy at one point went 19 phases. The commentators kind of gave them a bit of grief, like that they were doing nothing with the ball, and I thought for a while they were going forward. Eventually, sure enough, they stuffed it up under pressure, but the commentators didn't give them a whole lot of credit. Like in the same game when Wales went like 20-something phases, they talked up Wales like they're just grinding you down. But Italy, when still, like I said, going forward a wee bit, they were just like, nah, they can't get through. Yeah, that's just a commentator's thing, I suppose. But again, I guess the difference between Italy and Wales is Wales go ahead and score, and Italy eventually fold under that pressure. Twickenham a big game. He had man of the match in that one. He watched one try, I swear, standing on his head, because he passed the ball and he got tackled after he'd passed it, and he kind of flipped up on his head and he could see what was happening while upside down. You don't see that very often. Then he celebrated because he saw what had happened. It was a pretty cool moment. One of the Italian medics got involved in the play. Probably a bit hairy for him. And Johnny May, I don't know if he was in a bad mood, but when he scored his try, he didn't look very happy. Don't know. Like he usually celebrates, doesn't he? Anyway, I suppose there were some still kind of key performers in this one. Like I said, Shields tackling like crazy. Curry got subbed fairly early, but was also a bit of a tackling machine. Twickenham Singer, man of the match, as I said, 107 run meters, 5 clean breaks, 4 defenders beaten. Yeah, the guy was putting in a proper shift. I think he made like 9 tackles as well, which was impressive. The biggest meter getter for the Italians was the lock Ruzza, and he had 67. Also beat 4 defenders, but that, I guess, is a state of the game that one of your locks is your number 1 runner with the ball. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty good game. As I said, a bit more one-sided than I would have liked, but there was certainly some good entertainment on show, some good skills, and it really sets things up very nicely for that last week. I mean, we've still got that Ireland-France game to go for this week, but I'm already looking forward to next week, because that's going to be, I'll have to look at the schedule to see which game's first, but it's going to be kind of titanic. 2 games, both teams, well, England have got to win, and Wales have got to win, so we'll see which side kind of flinches first, if either. You guys let me know your thoughts on the game. How did you think it went? Kind of key performers. I know Clive Woodward was critical of O'Shea for smiling and laughing. Apparently that's not allowed if you're a professional sports person. Anyway, you guys let me know your thoughts, and I'll talk to you again soon. See you later.